And it is time for the last video concerning the ICOH Congress in Dublin. Yes, this is the last one, and you will be so sad not to have another video concerning this Congress. But I have some idea I will be telling you just after talking about the scientific issues of today. The scientific event that raised my attention today was a plenary session that was performed by Professor Alison Reid from Australia. And the title of the conference was Migration, Work and Occupational Health and Safety. And Professor Reid has described a three layers model of vulnerability concerning migrant workers. The first layer, is the risk factors specific to migration. So the security of the process, the visa status, and so on. The second layer is the risk factors that is specific to the migrant worker, so the level of education, skills level, language proficiency. And the third layer of risk factors are related to the receiving country, so in which sectors are the migrant workers able to work or authorized to do so, and what are the policies concerning the countries regarding migration and migrants. So Professor Reid has provided a really interesting and inspiring example concerning Italian migration just after World War II in Australia. And Italian migrants have been massively been working in the asbestos industry in Australia. And there has been a survey that has been performed in White Gnome mine in Australia. And in this mine, it has been possible to build a survey in order to compare mortality with mesotheliomas and between Italian and Australian people. And it has been shown that being Italian in that context was at risk to develop more mesothelioma, that mean Australian. And also Italian has been exposed to a larger number of asbestos fibers in their workplace. So if we put this into the model I've just described, we have some factors related to migration. So there were some assisted passage schemes if these migrants were working in this specific place. So it was easier for them to stay in Australia if they were willing to work in asbestos industry. Second, there were factors related to the migrants, and most of the Italian ones in this example were unskilled and young. And third element, factors related to the receiving country. We are in Australia just after World War II, so we have to rebuild the country, and there are huge needs concerning asbestos at that period. So that was really interesting, and I'm still thinking that and this is to be connected with, sorry, I have a laryngitis, and you have noticed that my voice is not the usual voice. It's much more a Barry White voice, so that's not usually the voice I have. Sorry for that. But well, this has to be put into relation between this communication and the ILO priorities in the field of occupational health and safety, and migrant workers are a really important field of interest for ILO. And this is also to be, but it's more personal, to be put into relation with the actual policies in France regarding migrants in general. And well, this is a bit, there to the point of view of ILO, migrant workers is a priority, and my guess this is not exactly the same way in France. So, well. This was so the scientific event of the day I wanted to talk to you today. So the Congress is over. We had a really long closing ceremony, of course, because there were a lot of prizes given to people who have achieved 2 terms as a scientific committee head of the directors of the scientific committees. The chair, I was seeking for that word, chair of scientific committee who achieved 2 terms had been given a award for that, and we have 37 scientific committees, so it was a bit long, but it also shows that in ICOH people are really committed, because there are a lot of ones that have been staying for 2 terms. So this is also the end of these videos, and I'm so sad with that, because I enjoyed sharing this experience, and I hope it might be helpful if you want to know what is done in an ICOH Congress, what are the activities of ILO, of ICOH, and the relationship with ILO, WHO, ISA, and it was I guess a really interesting congress with a main focus on the question of occupational disease and occupational cancers in particular. And we have had a talk by Yuka Takala, the president of ICOH, who gave a talk concerning what will be called the Dublin Declaration, the Dublin Statement, with some guidelines for occupational health and safety for the next years, and a huge issue is related to occupational cancers, and I know this is something really important to our president, so it was really interesting. So if you are interested with occupational health and safety issues from a French point of view, feel free to leave a comment right down there. Here, you know, you have comments. It's possible to write something. So tell me if you liked or not. So there are, you know, little thumbs like this or like this, like dislike, and put one of these if you wish. And tell me what you would be interested with in this channel, about the topics, the length of the videos. Should it be really short? I try to make no more than 10 minutes. Sometimes it's difficult, but 10 minutes was the mean duration of the videos. Should it be less? Should it be more? The frequency. Is it good to put something online each 2 weeks, each month? I guess if it's too frequent, it will not be good. With a Congress, I think it's better to make a video once a day in order to have fresh news, but if not, well, I guess it's better to make better quality videos, but with a much longer frequency. So feel free to tell me. There will be another huge event in the forthcoming weeks. That will be the French National Congress in Occupational Medicine. And we also expect thousands of participating people, thousands of delegates. So it will be maybe as huge as the ICOH Congress in terms of audience. So I will be trying also to make a report in English for those who don't speak French. I guess it could be interesting to see what is said in such a congress. And a final, if you wish, subscribe to the videos, and this will be good for my self-esteem. I still have the label with the judge label, you know, for the poster. I was really it was really good for my self-esteem, but well, it will not be working anymore. I'm no more a judge. So the number of subscribers in the channel is a good opportunity to have some self-esteem. So please feel free to subscribe if you like, and if you don't like, and feel also free to tell why and explain what you will be preferring, and see if you have some disagreements. Feel free also to tell it's okay. So I wish you a good day. and I will be now doing sightseeing for a few days before going back to France. See you!